Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've always had my brows done before I started a look, and I'm sure none of you have actually seen my real eyebrows before. And here they are. They're not the best. They have been through quite a lot throughout the past years. I've been plucking and tweezing. That's the same thing. I've been plucking and waxing and shaving them off for years and years, and they don't really have their own shape anymore. They just kind of grow wherever they want, and I have to figure out what shape works for them. So without further ado, if you want to know how I do my brows, then keep on watching. So I've already done this step, but like I said before, my brows just kind of grow any which way that they like. So I like to start out by brushing them down. And as you can obviously see, there's nothing there, but there was hair there before, and I like to use just a small little Gillette Venus 5-bladed razor. I use this when I travel, and I make sure that the line on top is crisp and there's no hairs that are astray and will make my eyebrows look weird later. So I shaved all those off. I have some hair that grow in over here, and I shaved that off as well, and I tweeze whichever parts that I can't reach as well with the razor. So yeah, that's basically what I do to shape my eyebrows. I do want them to be professionally done eventually, but right now, since they're so weird, I like to do them myself because I know my shapes and what looks good on me. So the brush I like to use for my brows is an M158 brush by Morphe. It is a dual-ended brush, so there is a spoolie on one end and a very fine angled brush on the other end. I really like this brush out of all the other angled brushes I've tried because it is just so thin, and it just creates a very precise line that I love. So first I'm going to begin by brushing my eyebrows up. As you can see, there's some hairs that stick out more than the other ones, so I'm going to just grab my scissors and cut those off so it all fits in the same little frame. I'm just going to get a big fluffy brush to remove any hairs that are still on my face. Alright, now we're going to brush them up again. Now I'm going to take my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in the shade Taupe. It is a little bit lighter than my brow hairs, as you will see, and I'll show you guys how I like to blend that in to make it look more natural. Alright, so starting right at the beginning of my eyebrows, I'm just going to line the bottom. I'm not going to add that much product at the front. I'm actually going to go in with a spoolie later and brush that up to make it have a more feathered ombre effect. So right now, this is how I start them. I take any excess product and just push it into the brows away from the beginning, so like all this area is where I would put product, so there wouldn't be any patchiness or anything when I finish them. Alright, now I'm going to take my brush and lightly take the product upwards towards the front of the brow. Now I'm going to take the spoolie end and do the same thing. I'm actually going to brush it in a diagonal direction as well as upward. Alright, so I do that line on both eyebrows. I'm going to do the other one really fast, and I try to make them at the same angle as each other. Alright, now I like to do the bottom parts of my tails. I like to do them both on each side, just so I can make sure that the angles are the same or as close as they can be to each other. As you can see, I don't have any tails to my eyebrows. I've shaved them off before in the past, and I've recently started doing it again on accident, but it's fine. It's okay, it's fine. Alright, so a good indicator on where to stop your tail is to take a brush and then line it up with your nose. Your brows should start right here where the nose lines up with the brush, and the tails should be where the outer corner of your eye lines up with your nose. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. Alright, and now I'm going to fill in the top and the tail. I like to start off with the tail first, then work my way towards the beginning of the brow again, because it just gives me a more controlled application, I guess. Like if I start off with this part first, sometimes it'll make that too thick, and then I'll have to make the tail too thick, and it'll just look really bad. So I'm going to brush my hairs down now and begin filling in the tail. I like to take the brush and make sure that the angle is parallel to the angle that we've already made. Alright, now for the arch. Again, you're going to take a brush and put that up against your nose, and you're just going to look straight forward. So you're going to put the brush where your pupil is right in the middle, and line up with your nose, and then that is where the arch of your eyebrow should be. I like mine to start a little bit before this, because of the shape that I like to do my eyebrows. And that is very rough, so I'm just going to fill in the beginning part now and then touch up the tail and make it perfect. Much like we did the bottom of the brow, I'm not going to put any product in this area. I'm just going to feather in it from the side. Now I'm going to fix up that arch because I don't like the straight brow look. I kind of like an S-brow kind of look mixed in with a straight brow. It's weird, but I know what suits my face. So whatever suits your face is how you're going to want to do it. Sometimes the angle isn't the best over here, so I just fill it in and make it so it lines up really nicely with the top part of the brow and everything flows. So now that we are basically done with that, I'm going to do the other brow and then show you how I blend them together to make the colors look the same. And now I like to set my dip brow because, like I said before, it is a different color than my actual brow hairs. It is a little lighter and I don't want them to rub off at all. So I'm going to take a light brown eyeshadow and a dark brown eyeshadow. I got this little brown palette from Walmart. It's by Milani. And I'm just going to take a small brush and put a lighter brown at the beginning of my brows and then a darker brown on the tail and blend them together. So here is the lighter brown. I'm going to stay away from the front of the brow as best I can. And now I'm going to add the darker brown onto the tail. Alright, so it does look a little wonky, but I'm just going to cover that up with some concealer. So I'm going to do the other brow and then I'll show you the concealer portion. Alright, using my ColourPop No Filter Concealer and a M421 brush, I'm going to carve out my brows. First, I'm going to brush all the hairs up so none of them get in the way. I like to carve out the arch first, and I like to make it as parallel as I can to the actual arch on top. And then I just buff out my concealer using my M173 brush. Alright, and that's how I do my eyebrows. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon so you never miss out when I upload, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!